Moy Park Belfast City Marathon is fast approaching. It's happening on Sunday the 5th of May, which seems a long way off when you consider the weather we're having outside at the minute. But if you're running it, it's going to be here before you know it. And if you are taking part, you might be running for this year's official charity partner, Air Ambulance Northern Ireland. And joining me in the studio right now, we have got Grace Williams, who is the Area Fundraising Manager for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and Glenn O'Rourke, who is the Operational Lead Paramedic for the Helicopter Emergency Medical Service. Thanks for joining us, guys. Now, Grace, I suppose the best place to start would be, and I know it sounds stupid, but what exactly is Air Ambulance Northern Ireland?
Well, Air Ambulance Northern Ireland is the charity that works in partnership with the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service, and our helicopter emergency medical team deliver advanced critical care to patients who are in need throughout Northern Ireland. So they get to the scene quite quickly with our helicopter, and then the medical team jump into action and are able to help anyone who's at risk of losing their life limb or having a lasting brain injury.
And I suppose it's worth pointing out that this is something that is relatively new to Northern Ireland. Like, we haven't had this for a very long time, have we?
No, the service started in July 2017, and since then the medical team have been tasked on over 4,000 occasions to incidents of serious trauma throughout Northern Ireland. So that equates to on average of 2 calls per day. So, you know, it's obviously a much needed service throughout Northern Ireland, and we've the privilege of meeting a lot or most of our patients, which is great for us to hear just the impact of that support that the team were able to give them on maybe the worst day of their life.
And Glenn, you're the operational lead paramedic for the Helicopter Emergency Medical Service then. I suppose you would be able to tell us a bit more about how critical this service is, but first, what is your role?
Yeah, well, with my role itself, I'm part of the medical team, and in the team we have 15 consultants and 8 paramedics who form a critical care team. And with that, with our pilot and an air desk paramedic who dispatch the aircraft and the team. So as Grace said, we go out to the most critically ill or injured in Northern Ireland, anybody in Northern Ireland at that time, and we can get there within 25 minutes. So together, the doctor and the paramedic form this team that supports and complements the level of care that's already been provided by our NIAS colleagues. And with that, we're able to deliver advanced analgesia, advanced care, which involve pre-hospital surgery, pre-hospital anaesthetics, and sometimes the giving of blood, pre-hospital blood, to get that patient then to definitive care in the hospital.
And just how critical is the air ambulance then in getting to those patients? Because I think, isn't it 25 minutes the air ambulance can get to any part of Northern Ireland where, you know, there may have been an incident in 25 minutes? Yeah,
our base is in Lisburn, and we can get anywhere in Northern Ireland in 25 minutes. So the point of injury or illness, and that's happened, we would then be dispatched in our base and say we can arrive on scene to deliver that level of care.
Yeah, so pretty speedy. How critical is that in an emergency? I suppose it's a stupid question, but the time that saves, just how important is that?
It's absolutely critical. As we say, about the dying process has started with that patient, whether it be due to an acute illness or injury, and we want to be able to slow it down or stop it. And with the level of care that we can provide, along with our colleagues, to get there in 25 minutes, it's vital. We're the only sort of pre-hospital critical care team in Northern Ireland, and we work on most of our patients come from all backgrounds and all diversity, including agriculture, which tends to be remote and rural, and then you've got your industry and social as well. So it's a fundamental service to have to deliver those pre-hospital critical care interventions to support the patient.
So the call comes in. How is the aircraft itself dispatched then?
Yeah, so the actual team of the critical care team is actually 4 members. You've got the pilot, the doctor and the paramedic on the aircraft, but there's a 4th member, and they are up in Emergency Ambulance Control Room up in Knockbracken Healthcare Park, along with our other NIAS staff in the control room. And when someone phones 999 and our air desk paramedic listens into that call and what we call interrogates that call to decide, does that patient need the critical care team? There is only one resource, there's only one helicopter, so it's important that we do get that 1 call or 2 calls per day, get it right from that.
So just listening to that, you kind of get a sense of how important Air Ambulance Northern Ireland is. Grace, can you give us an idea of the kind of facts and figures then of what it takes to run a service like this?
Yes, definitely. It's a huge cost. The service, obviously a helicopter is a lot more expensive to run than a road ambulance. So it costs us around £6,850 each and every day here in Northern Ireland to provide this life-saving service. And that equates to around £2.5 million that we need to raise every single year, and we just can't fly without your support.
It really is an astronomical figure, isn't it? It's crazy, but that's what it takes to run this service day and daily in Northern Ireland, which is why it's such a great idea to raise funds for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland. So obviously you guys are the official charity partner of the Moy Park Belfast City Marathon 2024, and if somebody wants to get involved in this year's marathon and do a bit of fundraising for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, how can they do it? So
I suppose there's different events for different capabilities. So there's the marathon if you're really eager like yourself, Curtis, and you want to take on the 26.2 mile challenge, go ahead, sign up today. Yeah. And there's also the team relay, which is sort of 5 team members coming together running between 4 and 7 miles. And then there's also the 8 mile walk, which is sort of achievable for all or most of us, which is great addition to the event. So really what you do is you go on to belfastcitymarathon.com, register to be part of the event that you want to. You select Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and then that will be, your name will be sent over to us as the charity, and we'll be able to connect with you. We'll send you a welcome email. You'll get a digital fundraising pack. I'll be the main point of contact for the charity, so if you need any advice and support, not running advice now, I have to highlight that.
Talk you into it then? No. How about yourself, Ken?
No chance.
Not yet.
No chance.
We did talk you into doing it though.
Well, I did a half marathon, the relay of the marathon a few years ago in the flight suit.
So, really?
Yeah, with myself and a colleague, Mike Patman, did it. But it's, I suppose, from our side, we're like the team of Air Ambulance Northern Ireland Charity. They work so hard to fundraise for this vital service, and it's not lost on us. Every time the medical team get into the aircraft, it's supported by the public, by the funds, and that's vital. So it's with that support and your support, Curtis, it's you really are making a difference to the next patient.
Yeah, and I think I think, Grace, just before we get back to what we were talking about there, I think I remember going to something, was it the Northern Ireland Motor Awards last year,
yes,
where Air Ambulance were a partner there too, and I remember it always kind of sort of hit me that the opening statement of one of the slides was, "We hope you never need this service, but it's there." Yeah. It's there, and it's there because of the fundraising that you guys do.
Yeah, and every patient that we get to meet, that we have the privilege of meeting, you just can't prepare yourself for needing the air ambulance.
Yeah.
It's you're going about your everyday business, picking the kids up from school, on your way to yoga class, working with the same farm animals or machinery you've worked with every day of your life, and you just find yourself in these positions where you desperately need the service, and it's down to support and people running the marathon for us, people doing their own events, people doing skydives, all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and that'll keep the helicopter here for generations to come.
So we've heard the facts and figures. Aside from the obvious, are there any other little nice kind of perks for running for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland this year?
Well, if you sign up, you will have a dedicated member of our team, which is me, that you'll have a point of contact for advice and support. Again, not running advice, but definitely for fundraising support in any way I can help. You'll get a digital fundraising pack. You'll also have an invitation to an exclusive invitation to a visit down to our operational base, which will hopefully give you a better insight into the service, and you'll get to meet some of our team and get a photograph with the helicopter, which is really what everybody wants. And hopefully feel really inspired that you're doing something amazing by running as part of Team Air Ambulance Northern Ireland. There'll also be monthly communication from ourselves. You'll get a digital fundraising pack, and then we'll also have charity staff and volunteers out in force on the day with cheer squads throughout the marathon route, cheering you on and hopefully giving you providing you with an amazing experience.
Good stuff. Well, if that's not enough reasons to run for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, I don't know what else is. So just finally, one more time, if somebody wants to sign up to run this year's Moy Park Belfast City Marathon and support Air Ambulance, how can they do it?
If you go to the website, belfastcitymarathon.com, and you register there, tick to support Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and then we'll get in touch with you. Also, if you register a team relay before the end of February, you'll be entered into an exclusive competition that we have. So you'll be able to win £500 worth of Lidl vouchers.
Wow.
So that's £100 per relay member, which is great. And then the team lead will also get an extra prize, thanks to our lovely friends at Cool FM. There'll be some tickets to Simple Minds as well for that.
Brilliant.
So
okay. I didn't know that. They didn't tell me any of this when I was signing up for the full thing, so they didn't. You're just going to run 26 miles. Enjoy. Guys, thank you so much for coming.